you. Yeah, brilliant. Okay, so we'll get started. We're going to stay standing. And I don't know if any of you did anything last week, but if you're feeling like you haven't done anything, and I'll be a little bit easier today on you. She says, I'll probably forget. We've already done our HIIT training this morning, so. And did I do anything yesterday? Yeah, I did a bit of a walk yesterday. Right, okay, so we're just marching on the spot, and we're just taking the elbows back behind, just so you're working into your shoulders. And then what we'll do is we'll bring the feet out a bit wider. We're going to bend the knees, and we're just going to lift the leg as you take the elbow across. That's it. So just working into the shoulders as well as the lower body. So hopefully your microphone will be okay today. I've charged it up today. Hopefully it won't run out or anything. You never know with technology. Okay, and then just bring the arms down. And what we're going to do some circles. So we're going to circle all the way round, bend the knees, and then circle back. So you can feel a bit of a stretch into the abdominals as you lift the arms up. And we'll just do one more. And bring the arms down, bring the feet in. So a bit of upper body work first, just to warm up. So we're going to bring the hands together, link the fingers, stretch up, just keep the feet going, just keep the legs going, and take the arms behind. So you get a good stretch into the chest. So hands together, link, so you're stretching the back, stretch up, shoulders, and then chest. So this is a really nice one that we've been doing for a few weeks now. Stretch and forwards. We're just going to do two more. Stretch. This is your last one. Link and up, behind. Brilliant. Bring the arms in. Just a roll of the shoulder. Then we'll take the arms out to the side, just very small circles. And just think about relaxing. So try not to bring the shoulders up here. Try and relax the shoulders down. It's quite easy to tense them up, isn't it? And then drop the hands and change direction. So very small movements. And then just take the palms out, and we just bring the hands in and back out and in and out and bring them down. So roll those shoulders again. You might feel that. Lovely. Next thing I'm going to do is take the arms out in front. I'll do a side view. And we're just concentrating on squeezing the shoulders forward and squeezing them back. So effectively what we're doing is bringing the shoulder blades pulling apart, shoulder blades coming back in to meet each other. So just a bit of a wake up of the shoulders. It's great for when you've been working at the desk all day. Last one. And relax. Lovely. Next thing we'll do, I'll show it. So we're going to do a little bit of a hinge from the hip. So pushing your bottom behind a bit. And we're taking one arm forwards and the other one back. So again, it's all working, warming up the area. Brilliant. Okay, last one. Bring the arms down. So we've done quite a lot of warm up here. Let's just work with the neck. So neck is what we do. We're going to slightly lengthen it. So the chin slightly tucks towards the chest, but not only a little bit. Then we're just going to take the neck over to one side. So you feel the stretch. Just relax the shoulders. Don't lift them up. Bring it back into the middle. Lengthen the neck slightly. Take it over to the other side. And back into the middle. Then we're going to take the neck over. So we'll lengthen first. Take it over to the side, just with a couple of fingers, just helping encourage that stretch. And keep breathing, abdominals engaged. And release. Change it to the other side. Just slightly over. Tuck that chin. If you forget to tuck the chin in slightly, tuck it in now. You'll just feel the difference. If you leave it out, you won't feel stretch. If you bring it in slightly, you'll feel much more of a stretch down the neck and to the shoulder. And release. Perfect. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to work with the lower body. We're starting with the leg lift. We're going to do alternate leg lifts. I'll do a side view. So we're going to lift your, let's say your left leg first and bring it back down. Then we're going to lift the other side. So we're looking at balance to begin with, just helping, just working on balance. We're not moving the rest of the body. The abdominals are engaged. And we're breathing. So think about breathing out and in. Out, abs engaged and in. Okay. So what we're going to do is going to add something to that. So we're going to do knee lift and lower, change over, lift and lower, go back to the first side, squeeze glutes to bring that leg out and squeeze the other side. And then we go back to the beginning, lift and lower, lift and lower. So it's making it's quite slow because we're just working particular areas. So I moved over then, which I shouldn't have done. So lift, keeping the upper torso strong. So when we squeeze out, let's really squeeze. Let's try not to do this. So the rest of the body stays still. And then you change over. Okay. Squeeze. It's always real squeeze into that side. So last one now. And the other side. You're probably in a different place to me. Been talking too much. Okay. And just take a quick rest. Next thing, what we'll do, I've just put a couple of things that we were going to do together. I mean, you could do this if you wanted to in the future. Maybe we'll do this when we do a bit more sort of strength work. What we're going to do is we're going to go over to the side. We're going to lift the knee. So it's almost like into a lunge. And as we lift the knee, we bring the arm up. So you're working into the shoulders, into the abdominals and the hips. So as you bring that knee up, abs engage. So you should feel as if you're sort of doing a bit of some ab prep work. There we go. And this is really going to warm up and get you working. So upper body sort of stays pretty much in the same place. We don't lean forward. Put too much pressure on your back. I think we'll just do 2 more. I've lost count. And then change over to the other side. So when you're ready, so just get those arms, so opposite arm to the knee coming up. See if I can count this time. Spread the toes out of the foot placed on the floor, if you can. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lovely. Okay, just let the legs relax for a second. Then we're going to do a small, just a little bit of work for doing your squats. So feet are about shoulder width apart, slightly out with the toes. We're going to push down into your bottom and come back up again. So next thing we're going to think about, squeeze the knees out, keep that weight into your heels and release. And another basic one. So nice and slow. Abdominals again, pulled in and engaged. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go to one side and squeeze, release, come back in to the other side. Back in to the other side and squeeze. back in and over. We just do one more for each side now. And squeeze and lift. Brilliant. Next thing is, we call it a curtsy. We take the leg behind and bend. Bring it back and bend. So you're going to feel that in the glutes. Do whatever you want with your arms and just keep looking forwards. Feel that here, can't you? This is your last one on each side now. Lovely. I can hear my knees cracking. Yep. So, done all that. Right, so what we do, we've done all our warm-up, apart from just circle the ankle, either on the floor or lifted. If you lift it, it's quite good for your balance, actually. And then change direction. Bring the feet down, change over to the other side. So I've been in contact with the church for the Beechill room, and there's no news at the moment, but I think they're hopeful that it will be quite soon. I'm thinking maybe September, and change direction. But I'll have to go in beforehand to take measurements and see whether I can get, how many people I'll be able to get in. So I'll still be offering online at the same time, even if we do go back for some of you. So we'll see, we'll just have to play it by ear, won't we? Right, let's get your mats now and come down onto the floor. Bring your blocks over, and if you do want to use a ball in a minute, I'll bring it over just in case. And if you've got, you'll want your 2 blocks today because we're going to do some upper body work. Just make sure everybody's got in. Yeah. All righty-ho. We're going to come into our all fours position first. All right. And we'll just start with some basic stretches. So everybody down. Yeah. Basic stretches. So just ensuring that you have your shoulders over your wrists and your hips over your knees. And what we're looking for in this position is not too far back, not too far forwards. So you want it evenly distributed. So first of all, we're just going to stretch. So we're going to push the bottom behind, lift the head, get that stretch in your abdominal. And then we're going to reverse it. So you tuck the pelvis under, drop the head, rounding the back off so you can feel the stretch in your back. And then we reverse it back. So you push the bottom behind, shoulders stretched and lifting the head. Just slightly, not too much. And then reverse. Tuck under. Now we're going to come into what we call the neutral position. So the back should be roughly quite flat and the abdominals are just navel to spine slightly. And in this position, we're going to do that thing where we do our chest shoulder blade dips. So chest drops down, but the shoulder blades come in to meet each other, and then you lift and then they pull away. So this is just a really good exercise to kind of loosen up and wake up those shoulder blades that sometimes get a bit stuck. And you can do it slowly if you want to. You don't have to do it fast. I know in class we tend to do it quite fast. Last one. And then just come back. Just give yourselves, or give your wrists a bit of a rest. Okay. Next thing we're going to do is a nice basic move with just the upper body. So first of all, engage your abdominals, otherwise you're going to move around. We want the rest of the body to stay completely in the same place, and we're going to lift the arm up, stretch it away and bring it back in again. And the only way to do that is to engage your abdominals. If you find that you're moving too much, then it's probably that you're not engaging them. So engage before you lift, and then you should stay in pretty much the same position, and you should feel it working. We'll do one more on each side. And the other one. Lovely. Quick rest if you need to of the wrists. And come back to position. So this time it's going to be low. So we're going to stretch the left leg away. And then use your glute muscles to just do that squeeze and lift. But try not to push the body forwards. We're trying to keep that position. So we'll change over to the other side and squeeze and lift. And the back stays in the same position. So only come up to where it feels good for you. But the glute muscles are being engaged and we're utilising them. Abdominals too. Abdominals should be working, especially as you stretch the leg away. So one more on each side. And then take a quick rest. What I'll do is I'll just slightly change the camera so it comes down, so I'm just a bit lower. That's it. Can't quite get it right. Okay, so we've done lower body, upper body. Let's also do a tuck under. So we're going to tuck the toes under, and we're just going to do that really little lift of the knees. So in that position, abdominals engage. So lift up the navel, and then lift the knees off very, and then release back down. So if you lift too far, you won't feel your abdominals working. This is like a plank. Should be working really hard while you do that position. And you should really feel it in the abdominals. Okay, take a quick rest. And then we'll do plank. We'll come down to our half plank. So we'll come down onto our elbows. This is the one that always looks easy, but it's not, especially when we bring our elbows forward. So onto our elbows. Elbows to begin with are underneath your shoulders. Think about the squeezing the shoulders back. And now all we're going to do, well, most of you know what you're doing anyway, don't you? Lifting up from the abdominals to lift your hips. And all the time we're just squeezing up, lifting those hips, and then releasing back down. I'm going to do a little challenge with my gym boss. So I'm going to do a 30-second lift. And obviously, if you can't manage it, honestly, don't worry. But we'll do a little challenge of 30 seconds. So just put yourself in your position. Try and maybe make it a little bit harder. Tuck the toes under if you need to. And then when you're ready, let's go. Squeeze up and see if you can keep that lifted. So keep breathing in that position. Squeeze the shoulders down, your back. And you might be shaking. That's absolutely fine. I am. 15 seconds. So we're halfway through. Keep breathing. Keep lifting up, especially if your back starts to hurt. We're on 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Brilliant. And squeeze. Let's let it go now. I'll turn that off, otherwise it'll be beeping every 30 seconds. That's it. Well done. Okay. So we're going to come up and just come into a shell stretch. Just to stretch your shoulders and your back. And then coming up. And then we're going to take ourselves onto our backs. Into our what we call our crook position. So just rolling back down. So we adjust this. So finding our crook position. So feet are hip width apart. Knees are hip width apart too. Don't knock the knees, bring them out. Hip width, let's just find what you feel like is your neutral spine position. So there's usually a little bit of pocket, there's usually a pocket of air underneath your back. And that's our neutral position we want to try and maintain. Okay. Relax the shoulders down. And then we'll take the arms up to the ceiling. Actually, if you want to use your ball, you can do. You can hold your ball. If not, just leave the arms about shoulder width apart. I'd think about that. Okay, abdominals engaged. We're going to take a breath in and then breathe out, taking the arms back. So keeping that neutral spine, stretch that. You can feel the tummy stretching. Breathe in, then breathe out. So the breath is a bit personal, really. You might want to breathe out as you take it back, and you might want to breathe in to bring them back to the start. But the main thing is I want you to be utilizing the abdominals, and I don't want anything to be changing in your, effectively, your core area. Just having a quick look. And you should feel the abdominals work. It's one of my favorite exercises. Yeah, it's just a really calming exercise, and you can really feel the abdominals work. So that will be your last one. And then we're going to come back to your crook position. So the arms come down by your side, and we're going to just do this basic exercise where we stretch the right leg, keeping the neutral spine. We take the leg towards the mat, but not quite there. Then we bring it back up. Everything stays the same here. And then we bend the knee. So nice and simple. Stretch, take it down. Nothing changes here. Bring it back up. And knee bent. Change over, down, and up. Bend the knee, place the foot down. We'll do this one. After this, we'll do one more on each side. Down. Just if you feel that a little bit in the abs as you take the leg down. Well, I do. And all the way up. That's it. Okay, and that would take us nicely into toe taps. So if you want to use your ball under your back now, you can do. Of course, you've got all your different options, but for most of you, you're going to come up into your tabletop position. Abdominals are engaged all the time. Now push your back into the floor, even as you tap down. So tap one foot at a time into our toe taps. So you can keep both legs down if you want to. So Russell, if that's too much for you, then just keep one foot down. So always bring one down before you change it, Russell. So always bring that foot down first, then bring the other one up. That's it, because you're going to do it just slightly. That's it. Brilliant. Okay. So that would be your last one. Okay. And then we're going to try a little bit of abdominal work, sort of more for the outer abdominals rather than deep abdominals. So we'll start with our ab prep. So we're going to squeeze and just breathe out as we lift the head. Keep that position, up a little, and release back to about to the shoulder blades. Squeeze and back. So effectively, I would probably breathe in, but try and sort of utilize this area to help you come up and forwards. And if you need to support your neck, that's absolutely fine. It's hard doing it and talking. Last one. Roll all the way back down. And if you need to, you can always bring your knees into your chest just for a quick stretch. If I forget to say it, just do it anyway. Next one we're going to do is working the sides, the obliques. So we're taking the hands just lightly behind the head and the neck. So the arms, the elbows are in your peripheral vision. Again, you're going to engage the abdominals, lift up, just quite tucked, and we're going to go from side and then to the other side and over. I was doing this yesterday in the recorded session and my tummy was rumbling. Not too bad now. But you should really feel that as you go over into the abs, more sides. And if it's too much, come back down. We just one more, but if that's too much, come back down. And then come all the way down. And then if you need to, bring the knees into the chest. And actually what's quite nice is to do a full stretch as well. So we'll take a full body stretch. That's quite nice to do. And then we'll bend the knees. And then this time we're going to lift the legs up. And in this position, the knees across, the feet across, we're going to have a go at lifting the bottom. So it's our reverse curl. You breathe out and in. See if you can lift and lower. That's it. Quite hard to do, especially if it's the first time. So don't expect too much. Don't expect to lift it off very much. I've been doing this for years. Okay, last two. 1, 2. Brilliant. Bring the knees in and just a roll from side to side. Okay. And then next thing we'll do is, we'll do a little bit of bridge work. So, shoulder bridge. Let's start with just the lift, you know, our little, I forgot what it's called now, just our little lift. So squeeze the glute muscles first, lift using using the glutes, just lifting up very slightly so the vertebrae is starting to come off the mat. And what we tend to do is just come up a little bit further each time, but always using the glute muscles rather than your back to lift you. Just see how it goes with the block. If you don't want the block under your head, take it away. Sometimes it just gets in the way. So we're coming up a little bit higher each time and rolling back through. So you want to feel it coming through the vertebrae. Squeeze up all the way now to wherever you feel comfortable. And then all the way back down as if you're feeling like each vertebrae coming down onto the mat. And then squeeze, so the abdominals are working as well. You should feel it in your fronts of your thighs too, and all the way down. So we're going to come all the way back up and we're going to hold that position and just see if we can lift the heel off and lower it, then the other side with your heel and lower and lift and lower. And just have a go with that. Might feel that in the calf muscles. Be careful you don't go into cramp. Last one on each side. And roll back down. Okay. So we're going to do that one more time. For those of you that want to stick with just that, stick with that. If you want to do the lift of the leg, you can, but not everybody will want to do this. So if you're just lifting the heels, you can, or just stay up in that place. For the rest of you, you can lift a leg and see if you can hold the other leg, well, hold that position for a few seconds, really squeezing into the glutes, bend the knee, don't let the hips drop, change over. And then so you do whichever exercise you want to, come back down, all the way down through your vertebrae now. Excellent, well done. Bring each knee in and just roll from side to side. Brilliant, you've done really well. So what we'll do is we'll come up to seated position, however you want to. And we're going to do some work for the upper body and the lower body. So we'll start with upper. What I tend to use is either your two blocks or your big block, depends what you've got, or your big cushion. And we're going to come down onto our side with both arms out to the front to begin with. Head down onto the block, and we're going to do our open book. So this is just opening up the chest. So we're taking the arm behind. It's in our peripheral vision. We're looking sort of at our armpits, but we're not letting the back go backwards. So it's a big stretch into the shoulder. Back stays where it is, and then we bring it forwards. A little pocket of air is under your waist. Abdominals are engaged all the time. And stretch. This is just such a lovely stretch for the chest and the shoulder. It's quite a calming movement. So keep going with that. So I'll come and have a quick look. That's it, just making sure your back stays in place, doesn't go with you. We can do it that way, but it's better to do it this way for the chest. Otherwise you end up using your back. Okay, so make the next one your last one. And then just reposition for our side work for lower body. So this is when we normally try and take the bottom arm out to the top. So we've got this good stretch into the shoulder. If you want to use your block underneath, you can do. So you're lying on your side now. Now we've got to think about what's happening here. So lift that little pocket of air underneath, or lift that waist up just slightly so that now the abdominals are engaged. So pull navel in towards spine. Once you've done that, we're going to straighten that top leg. So you're in this position, just have a check of your hips, check that they're stacked. Then we're just going to take that leg straight, and it's just going to come round into a circle. And again, what we're trying to do is focus on the work's just happening down here. Nothing changes up here. Don't let the hips rock back or forwards. Just feel the glutes working. And now we're going to change direction. Okay, last one. And bring that leg down for a second. Well, now we're going to flex the foot, take it up to hip height, and we're just going to bring that leg forwards and back. So just make sure you're stretched out, just check your position. This is where you can actually, I can feel that in the hamstrings and the calves. Keep it nice and controlled. Last one. And take it all the way back. Lovely. Whew, just bend the both knees now. And then we'll lift the feet up. And we're going to just squeeze, release. So we're opening up. Feet are together. Feet are lifted. And again, this is working into your glute muscles. Abdominals are engaged. So again, we're trying to keep the hips stable as we do that move. We're going to do, after this one, just one more. And release. Excellent. Okay, lovely. So we've done all of that side. we now need to turn over to the other side and try and remember what we did. So we're starting off with open book. So both arms out in front. Just check that your knees are bent and you feel happy with your position. And then your head, your chin slightly tucked. So as you take that arm behind, your head's looking towards your armpit and you feel that stretch in the chest and the shoulder. But if you can get your arm far back, it probably means that you're moving your back backwards. So you want to keep the back in the same place. Sometimes it's difficult to do. Let's have a look. So that should feel a nice stretch, especially if you've been hunched over the PC today. It gives you a really good stretch in your chest. It's funny because we work one side, I can really feel that. So I hope you'll feel it at the end today. So you're just going to do one more now. Just hold that position and then just bring it back down. And then you're going to positioning of your arm, stretching it away. Lock on if you need to underneath your head and just check what's happening here. So that little pocket of air, abdominals are engaged, so you're not sort of pushing your tummy forwards, you want to pull it back, pelvis sort of lifting. So you've got the abdominals are engaged, straight leg, and we're just going to circle with that top leg. That's it. And think about the shoulder here, is keep that sort of nice and relaxed, released and relaxed. It's easy to tense it up. Okay, change direction. So always think about the glutes doing the work. Abdominals are nice and engaged, so that keeps the hips in the same position. We'll just do two more. And then just relax the leg down for a second. Then we're going to straighten that leg. We're flexing the foot this time, and we're going to kick forwards and come back again. Just feel that stretch in the hamstrings. That's good, brilliant. So two more we'll do. It's a nice stretch actually. And relax the leg down. And then bend the knees, lift the feet, and just check that you've got that pocket of air still. Abdominals are engaged, and we're just going to open and close. So just squeezing into the glutes and close. Relax that shoulder on top. I was tensing mine up, so I'm sure some of you might be. So you start to be really feeling that now in your glutes, which is good. After this one, we'll just do one more and release. Perfect. Give yourselves a pat if you need to. That's all your side work done. What we'll do is we'll come straight onto our fronts and take your block if you want to. You might need two blocks or one, it depends. Actually, I suppose because I've got my microphone, I would do two. So first of all, we're just going to take the arms out to the side, so the elbows in line with your, and we're going to one arm at a time. We're going to lift, so you can feel that in the shoulders, and lower. Try not to go backwards, You want to directly lift the elbow and lower back down, and then change over to the other side, keeping the head, don't look at me because I'm just my microphone away, lifting and keeping the head down, flat on the floor, on the block I mean. So just one at a time. That's it, brilliant. That's looking really good. So last one on each side. Just take your time. And then what we'll do is we'll do a little bit of lower back work. So just taking the arms down by your side, just a bit of dart work. Abdominals lift. Breathe in and then breathe out. Squeeze the shoulders down your back. Keep lifting the abdominals. Feel the stretch in the lower back. Push the fingers towards your toes. Lift the legs slightly if you want to. And always look down at your mat. Don't look ahead. Relax back down. So I'm going to let you do 3 more of those in your own. Just hold the position for about 4 or 5 seconds if you can, if that feels okay, but keep the abdominals. Only go as far as you feel comfortable with. Some arm lifts for the triceps you can do. As you stay up there, it's entirely up to you. So 3 in total, I think I said, didn't I? And as soon as you finish those, you can come up into your shell stretch. So take the knees out quite wide and just bring the hands and the arms down. If you can, bring the elbows down, but if not, don't worry, just stretch. We're looking for a stretch in the lower back and into the shoulders. And take the stretch to the right side, stretching the left arm away from you, just that little bit more, so you can feel the stretch at the side of the body. Relaxing both shoulders. And then come into the middle, over to the other side. And back into the middle. Just come up slowly. Whew. Okay. So we're just coming into seated position now. Legs or just seated however you want to. So don't feel you have to be in this position. Okay, brilliant. So we're going to roll each shoulder up. So we're going to go up, back and down your back. And just encouraging the shoulders to stay further back than into that forward head posture. Okay, brilliant. And then we're going to take our 2 breaths to finish. So take a breath in through the nose and out. And in and out. Perfect. Well done. Thank you very much.